Good evening and welcome to Next Gen Season 17. This is the Power Maxed Racing Modern Touring Car Championship. We're live for round one here at Donington Park GP. My name is JPH99. We've got a 5-minute qualifying session for you before a 10-lap race. The guys are raring to go. We have 15 drivers tonight. So let's give you a rundown of. Oh, we're down to 14. So someone's seeing a few technical issues. We have a few technical issues tonight, trying to get everything sorted, but hopefully all will be fine. So we have. Oh, there we go. Speedy Gone Hogo. He's in a BMW. Pick Legend 236 is also in a BMW, and I think possibly in the same livery. Here's number 94. I think that one probably number 94 as well. Hagami Ego is in a Mercedes. Scott Mini 183 is in a BMW. Jack is back in the Astra, trying to add to his win from last season. Bruce Lee Harding's also in the Mercedes. AMH, I see Bruce Lee Harding going back to the Mercedes, was in a BMW last season. Our defending champion, AMH Racing, is back in the BMW. Tyler House, as GT5 Assets, just joined as well. Again, too late. Tyler House in a Mercedes. Johnny in a Mercedes. Tim in a Mercedes, Fourfish Mercedes, D. Whitehouse Mercedes. The Les is in a BMW with Cam in the Mercedes. As Cam just comes around to start his flying lap. Well, it looks like Scott Mini's had a bit of an issue down at the old hairpin. Yeah, number 95. 94, I think that is. It's good news. Was Speedy Gone Hogo has a bit of a twitch going through Coppice. Who have we got coming over there? Defending champion AMH Racing. Let's go for a lap around Donington Park GP. Rarely used. Showstalker has joined just a smidge too late. That's the problem. So we come out of Goddard's. And down the main straight then with AMH, we have gone faster, 135.2. So up into red gates, use a touch of the pit lane, hit the brakes at the end of the blue section, tuck it nice and early, and use the curb on the outside, just not too much, it will upset the car. We head through Hollywood, down the Carrera curves, and into the old hairpin. Brake straight, otherwise the car will not enjoy it. Out of the old hairpin, you head up towards Starkey's Bridge, and then through Schwartz Curve, which is all flat, and then you hit McLean's. Again, you need to brake it in a straight line. You've got two options. You can tuck it in early, or head for the late apex. Late apex for AMH. Up the little crest into Coppice, a blind right-hand bend, and he's clipped the apex lovely through there. You head down the straight after Coppice, towards the Fogger DS's. This time a left-right rather than a right-left on the national circuit. Hit the brakes about the 100 board. Left, flicking right. You've got to be careful. The car does have a tendency to wheel spin through there. And then you go down towards the Melbourne hairpin. Horrible little braking zone because it's all downhill. Get it nicely tucked in and drive out as far with the throttle as hard as you can. All the way up to Goddard's then. Hit the brakes where the board is. It's off camber, so tucking it in is a really good idea, because you go on the off camber, it will not benefit you. AMH crosses the line. We do go quicker at 34.7. He is on fire, the defending champion and double race of winners champion. Are they in the same number 72, number 71? There you go. D. Whitehouse has finished. He's in 6th place. Epic Legend is just coming towards the line. Here comes Hagami Ego. He does not improve. Cam just going around the final corner. Crosses the line. He puts himself in 3rd. That's a great effort. Epic Legend. He crosses the line. He goes into 6th. Another good time near the end of the session then. So AMH takes pole position from Jack TM53 Synopsis. Row 2 is Cam13 Diz and Bruce Lee Harding. Row 3 is Webies Johnny and Epic Legend. Row 4, The Les and D. Whitehouse 7. Row 5 is Four Fish and Hagami Ego. Speedy Gone Hogo and Tyler House line up row 6. Tyler House having a bad qualifying there. 2 laps disallowed and a slowdown on the 3rd one, so a bit of a shame for him. Scott Mini and Tim ran out the grid on row 7. So we're going to wait for the game to sink in. House got some work to do. Yeah, you do, from near the back of the grid. They're in 12th place. Here we go, we're going to sink in then. And for the first round of the Power Maxed Racing Modern Touring Cars, we are green. And AMH getting that beautiful start with the rear-wheel drive aid. Epic Legend up into 4th. He's looking to split that. They're 4 wide going into Red Gate now. Epic Legend just running a bit wide. As we go through Red Gate, looks like we're clean. Into Hollywood. They're all jostling a little bit for position as they go through the crane of curves. Epic Legend there on the back. He's down to 5th. Webies Johnny just ahead. They enter the old hairpin. Epic Legend a little bit deep in. And he suffers as Jack gets past. Epic Legend is near the back. I think he had a bit of a spin. And he's waiting for D. Whitehouse. Looks like he had a bit of a twitch on the exit and has possibly taken D. Whitehouse with him for company. Near the front though, and the Les is leading from Cam in 2nd place. AMH a 1.8 in the lead. They head towards the foggy. Oh, big collision in the background. Tyler House sent off. I think Scott Mini involved. There is Scott Mini. Oh, that's an interesting re-entry. Just ahead of D. Whitehouse. Meanwhile, Johnny and Jack. A little bit of a tussle through the Melbourne hairpin. And the Les has lost out. He's down to 4th after all of that. Bruce has now got a penalty of some description for exceeding the track limits. Maybe it's Johnny being a little bit shoved on the grass, but they both survive as the Lens keeps 3rd place. There is Bruce back in a front-wheel drive car, and he's nearing Jack at the moment. He does have that penalty on his mind. And further back, Dean Whitehouse has passed Scott Mini. Tyler House is there in 12th. And for whatever reason, Tim has maybe jumped the start and had to take a drive-through penalty. AMH lead now down to 1 second, so Cam is starting to pick up the pace. The Les is becoming a bit of a roadblock at the moment for Johnny and Four Fish, with Jack behind. Bruce just about on their tail, though he is starting to lose them. Here comes Jack, though, side by side with Fourfish. Coming down towards the fog of the S's. He's not going to do that. He's going to brake a bit earlier, look for the better run out so he can get the move completed in the Melbourne hairpin. Although Fourfish's exit speed, fantastic out of there. Down to Melbourne hairpin. Jack just having a few issues trying to get past, but Les really is the cork in the bottle because Cam is catching AMH in that Mercedes. From the Mac, you got Hagami Ego and Speedy Gon Hogo. How the goes. Cam's got a penalty. Cam has a penalty. But he's still only 9 tenths behind the lead of this race. Meanwhile, Johnny doing a good job here. He's having to try and attack and defend. Jack's just dropped off the back of Fourfish, just a touch. Brought him into the clutches of Bruce, but Bruce may work with him a little bit here. To get on the back of that train. That train is only going to be slow going here. This is all kind of being bottled up by Les, although Les has managed to get a 1 second gap on Johnny. It's definitely not over. Hagami Ego, 8 tenths behind Speedy Gon Hogo. There's Epic Legend after his tangle with Dean Whitehouse earlier in the race. Scott Minnie's obviously had a few issues here because he's down and Tim is catching him. So good battle for Tim. Bruce down the inside of Fourfish. Johnny's gone wide of the Melbourne hairpin. Here's slow down or a bad exit from the chicane, but Fourfish just about hanging on there. He managed to go around the outside of the Melbourne hairpin, down on the inside for Goddard's. A fair few penalties starting to creep through the cracks now. Jack now has one. As the three go through Hollywood and into the crane of curves, the Les has dropped web user Johnny just a touch. Into the old hairpin, and Bruce on his return to the Mercedes, looking in good shape. He might be 7th, but he's definitely got potentially 5th in his sights if he can get a gap to Fourfish. 7 tenths covers the top 2 at the moment as they go down the Mac straight towards the fog of the S's for the 4th time. And that gap is ever closing. Meanwhile, D Whitehouse 7 has got on the back of Hagami Ego. Maybe having a look. Yes, he's going down the inside of the Melbourne hairpin. Hagami Ego way too late to react to that one. A great move by D Whitehouse, and he may get Speedy on Hergo afterwards. Not quite. Speedy. Oh, hello. He's gone for a bit of a wide line in, trying to lessen the camber. And D Whitehouse has gone thanks for the invitation. So D Whitehouse, in the space of 2 corners, goes up 2 places, but he does have a penalty to try and get a gap for. It's probably about as high as he's going to get at the moment, so he just needs to get his head down and get the gap so that penalty does not affect his race position. Meanwhile, the front, Cam, is all over AMH. He's been catching and catching. He's looking at Coppice Corner. That's a hell of a move if he pulls this one off. Over the blind crest. Cam gets the move done. But this, again, is far from over. Cam has a penalty on his head. But AMH is going to have the speed down straight into the S's. Cam manages to avoid that one. And Full Fish has gone down the order. He's behind Bruce now. Maybe just an off-road excursion. AMH. As much as he just needs to stay to the back of Cam here, as most drivers prefer, they prefer to get the move done on track and not have to use the penalties. Question is, how much penalty does Cam have? It's only a second. Bruce has managed to rack up 4, which is pretty impressive. 1 second then for Cam. But AMH has got him on the exit of Redgate and through Hollywood. So this is not going to be easy for Cam. He's got to try and make a second on AMH, which is hard enough as it is, because AMH is very, very quick. Especially in that BMW. Come out through Coppets, you can just see the mid-corner pace of the Mercedes is far better and greater than the BMW. However, it is nowhere near as quick in a straight line. Into the Melbourne hairpin. Cam looking towards the outside. Can't quite do anything. Goes for the switchback though. Up towards Goddard's. He'll be on the outside, but again, a potential switchback. Oh, he's just going to try around the outside. He knows AMH has to be careful with the BMW on the throttle round there because of the camber. Still, Cam looks round the outside of Redgate, through Hollywood they go. Into the old hairpin, still nothing for Cam to bite on. Into McLean's, lap 7. A lot of the grid now has penalties, so this could get very, very confusing. Johnny doesn't know there's really anything else going on. This is your battle, really. Bruce has dropped back behind Full Fish, probably trying to get rid of a slowdown. He's racking a few of them up. As they head into the Fogarty S's, then Cam 1, 2, 3 Diz. Now having a look down the inside. In reality, he almost needs to force AMH to make the mistake to get himself a slowdown. Otherwise, I don't see Cam getting rid of AMH by a second as they come out of the Melbourne hairpin up towards Goddard's. Oh, Cam looks, he's managed to get to the inside here. He's got the move complete, but now he needs to hug the inside like his life depends on it, because that BMW will have good pace on the entry to Redgate, and you see AMH trying to go around the outside, should get good traction. Through Hollywood, and AMH yet again will have the inside for the crane of curves. And you just can't defend that. Again, Cam looks for the switch back into the old hairpin, but AMH very cleverly cutting off the line, but he's run a little bit wide. And maybe he's opened the door to Cam, not quite. Cam having to back out of that one. Looks to the outside of McLean's. Now, around the outside of McLean's is not a bad option. It is doable. He's defending into Coppice there. He's just got to ride this out for 2 more laps after this. Into the Fogarty S's for the 8th time. These two are having an absolutely massive duel. And look who's coming up behind as Cam runs wide coming out of the S's here. As long as he doesn't gain the position, he should be fine. But the game may add another second to his penalty system. And here comes the Les. We have got one heck of a finale on our hands as they enter Goddard's for the 8th time. The Les out of nowhere. He wasn't really in it, but these two have had a massive battle, and the Les is right there. AMH with the red wing mirrors, the Les with the white wing mirrors, both in the mist cars. They head through Schwartz curve for the penultimate time. Cam yet again looks to the outside of McLean's. Will look for the switchback. This time he's got his nose there. AMH can't put his car where he wants it. Into Coppice. They're side by side. Cam gets the move done. We're looking on board from the Les, who's got a front row seat. Into the S's. And AMH just a little bit early on the brakes, looking for that better exit. Les looking on, he can't really do a lot because the two in front of him are all pretty much always side by side at each corner. Into the Melbourne hairpin. This is the longest Cam has managed to stay ahead of AMH for during the race. I'm sorry to anyone else who's potentially having a battle. I see Bruce and Fullfish together on circuit, but we're going on to the last lap. The lead, the win, is being battled out right in front of us as AMH looks to make a move down the inside. He's not quite going to make that one. A bit of a scare though, I suspect, for Cam, as Les, a little bit of a drift coming out of Redgate, but again AMH looking to get the crane to go. This time he can't get it done. And the pace of Cam out of the old hairpin will be probably enough to make sure that AMH doesn't really get a run going into McLean's either. Up towards Coppice. Cam defends. AMH will look for the run onto the back straight. I think he's managed to get it, but he's going to be on the outside for the Fogarty S's. Side by side. Oh, he's done him before the S's. Oh, what a move from Cam. You can't do that. You just can't do that. He's managed to switch on the straight and go round the outside. And AMH hits straight back into the Melbourne hairpin. Re-overtaken for the lead on track. Here comes Cam. He's going to look to try and make the move in Goddard's, but I can assure you AMH will be keeping the inside line really tightly to his chest. That is someone, Tim I suspect, getting out of the way. What a race between these two though. AMH takes the victory. Cam will end up third, so Les finishes second. Cam in third. It's going to be Web User Johnny provisionally fourth. Jack, who does Web User Johnny on penalty, so Jack fourth, Web User Johnny fifth. Bruce Lee Harding and Fullfish. I mean, we couldn't quite get to the battle because of the lead, but Bruce Lee Harding will come home originally sixth. D. Whitehouse will claim sixth place provisionally. Fullfish seventh. Bruce Lee Harding in eighth. Epic Legend is currently in ninth. There's Tim, he's already finished. Epic Legend comes home in ninth. A good solid start for him. Tyler House and Hago Mayego 10th and 11th. Speedy Gone Hogo will come home in 12th. So provisional results from Donington Park at the round one of the Power Maxed Racing Modern Touring Cars here at Next Gen for Season 17. AMH Racing takes the victory from Deleuze. Cam in third, Jack fourth, Johnny fifth, D. Whitehouse seventh, sixth, Fullfish seventh, Bruce Lee Harding in eighth, Epic Legend ninth, Tyler House 10th, Hagami Ego Hago Maego, sorry, is in 11th. Speedy Gone Hogo in 12th. Tim 13th, and Scott Mooney retired after completing 5 laps. Obviously all provisional because the guys can put in a request for the stewards to look at certain incidents. But that's it for this part of the night. Next up is my point of view of the Clio Cup. I think Jack's just joined the party. Jack, where are we next week? You probably know this off the top of your head for modern touring cars.
Rouen.
It is Rouen Les Essarts, that's the one. So yeah, next week the Power Maxed Modern Touring Cars here at Next Gen goes to Rouen Les Essarts. But until then, do join me in a few minutes for my POV of the Power Maxed Clio Cup from Donington National. But from myself and the guys at the Modern Touring Cars, thank you for watching. Good night.